hiya, pal. Gosh, what's going on here?
Yo, what is up there, guys? I'm the Wiz, back at it again with another Owl House video discussion slash theory right here, right now. So let's get right to it. Alright, man, yo, that last episode, let me tell you, it was wild. The animation looking way too smooth. The jokes, everyone dressed to impress, and of course the little sprinkles of luminity, or should I say the mouthful of luminity. Oh my god. That's one gram I definitely won't be forgetting. But hey, that's cool and everything, but let us not have that distract us from the biggest surprise, which of course was finding out that someone or something has been sending Luce's mom letters of her times at camp all this time. Like, wait, what? Now, of course, like any fan base, everyone has begun speculating. There are loads of ideas out there, some pretty obvious ones, like, you know, it's probably someone from the Emperor's Coven, or there are some interesting ideas out there too, like perhaps it's actually Ida or King. There are some even crazy ones out there saying that like the camp is low-key an evil place. Like I said, crazy. Now, I have ideas on each one of these, but today I want to focus on one in particular, and I'm putting all my money on this theory. Alright, so let's rewind. Not too long ago, the crew of the Owl House sat down for an interview and had something really interesting to say. They mentioned that we would be introduced to what they call Creepy Luce. Well, that's interesting, but hey, keep that in mind for right now. One thing to make note of is that when it comes to the letter that has been sent to Luce's mom, it's the handwriting. If you were to compare it to other characters, Amity would be the closest one, but I'm just gonna stop you right there. That makes absolutely zero sense for it to be Amity. Plus, who spells their crush's name wrong? Am I right or what? But seriously, if you look at the way Luce writes her letter Z, it is very similar to how it is written on the note that was sent to Luce's mom. So, what are you trying to say there, Ed the Wiz? Are there two Luces or something? Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say over here. Check this out. You ready for this? The Emperor's Coven made a copy of Luce, or, you know, a fake Luce, through the use of an abomination and maybe some illusion magic to go ahead and tune up the fine details. And this false Luce has been the one that's been attending camp all this time to trick Luce's mom and keep Luce in the Boiling Isles. Now, wait, an abomination Luce? Are you serious? Well, yeah, I mean, think about it for a second. Remember how I talked about how the crew mentioned that there would be something called Creepy Luce? An abomination totally fits that description. The abomination does what it's told. It's not like it's got some outgoing spirit. It has the personality of a zombie, and I can see there being plenty of situations where at camp people might consider Luce creepy because she's acting kind of weird. Well, weirder than her usual self, but the creepy abomination Luce would be like, yes, okay, you know, it'd be doing real simple things with no real personality, if you will. Also, there being a fake Luce at the camp explains why the camp themselves have never contacted Luce's mom about her missing, because technically Luce is there, although, you know, it's just an abomination impersonating her. And if you look at the note, it is being very, very specific as to what exactly went down that day. Like, hey, we learned about mortgages and stuff like this, so I feel as though, you know, you would have to have somebody actually be there to know, you know, what's going on in the system to have something to write to Luce's mom. Now, to add more fuel to this fire over here, if you go ahead and think about it, isn't it interesting how Luce spelled her name wrong? Well, it seems like something an abomination would make a mistake of, because like I said, it's just a mindless kind of creature obeying orders. I'm sure it's one of those things where it'll learn as things progress. So yeah, I can totally see it making that mistake clear as day. The only thing that's kind of throwing me off about this whole letter thing though is that if you look at the eye, it's got like a little circle inside, like, you know, it's not fully circled eye. So I don't know what the deal with that is, because I was looking at Luce's handwriting and everyone else's handwritings, and I don't see the little open eye, so maybe that's just something the abomination does, or, you know, maybe I'm completely wrong. I hope that's not the case over here, but yeah, if I've learned anything from Kingdom Hearts, and let me tell you, I've learned way too many things from Kingdom Hearts, is that even the smallest things have the biggest significance. So yeah, this might be something that we do not want to overlook over here. The only thing that I can kind of think of at this point is that perhaps it's something where the abomination Luce attends the class, and then it reports to whoever made it, and then that person actually goes ahead and writes the notes, and maybe that's why they have their own unique little eyes thing, but they didn't pay attention to the loose part. Like, they made a little mistake over here. But that brings to the big question, of course, is, hey, who created this abomination? Get it? That was kind of a little pun on words over here. Abomination, loose, you know, fake thing. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Who made the abomination? Well, if I had to take a guess, I'm going to say it was probably none other than your girl Lilith. After all, she is a part of the Emperor's Coven, and she has been shown to be pretty loyal to the place. But not only that, remember that episode where Luce challenged Amity? We learned that Amity was actually one of Lilith's best, you know, students. She was like her next prodigy. And what does Amity mean? That's right, none other than the Abomination class. You see what I'm getting at? Boy, am I good over here. So the only really question remains is, how does the Emperor Coven even know about Luce's whole camp situation, and why do they even want to keep her in the Boiling Isles? To be honest, that's a tricky one. There's loads of possibilities. Like, maybe Belos is really Luce's father. In that case, yeah, I'm sure he would keep track of what his wife and daughter were up to. Or maybe Lilith was snooping around and found out. Maybe they had a spy, you know, spy on Luce. Or maybe they have some type of spell or magic potion that reveals the truth or something. I mean, the Emperor's Coven is still a really big mystery, so I'm sure they have their ways of getting their information. Now, as for why they want Luce to stay in the Boiling Isles, I mean, who really knows? Maybe Luce is low-key the chosen one, or is there something special about her? Or maybe they want her for a sacrifice type of situation, or maybe they want to extract something from her, or, you know, there's always that situation, hey, if Belos really is Luce's father, maybe he just wants Luce, you know, his daughter, to go ahead and join him in the dark side of the Force. Or another possibility, and this is the one that I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards, let us not forget that one of the big goals for the Emperor's Coven is, of course, to capture Ida the Owl Lady. Now, Lilith does say that, hey, the Emperor could probably heal Ida, so, you know, everything sounds pretty dandy, but with a place as sketchy as the Emperor's Coven, I'm having my suspicion about that place. And they have clearly tried multiple times to try to capture Ida the Owl Lady, and it just has not worked out for them. So it looks like it might be time to go ahead and pull out one of the oldest tricks in the book, which of course would be to, hey, capture Luce and then pull a little bit of blackmail on Ida, be like, hey, you want your student back, then you need to come over here right now at this time, this and that. It's your typical old-fashioned cliche type of situation, but it seems to be one of the most realistic ones, if anything, because Ida, she doesn't really have much going on for her. Like, King and Luce are basically her family at this point, and, you know, when it comes to that friendship heart of the cards, you're willing to do anything to pretty much, you know, help out one another. So I can totally see a situation where they're gonna go ahead and capture Luce, and then Ida is gonna have to make the sacrifice play or do something along those lines. Like I said, there are loads and loads of possibilities, but guys, that is basically it for this video. Just to go ahead and recap real quick, the Emperor's Coven has made their own Luce to be a replacement at the camp, and when you think about it, the Abomination can change sizes, and they're pretty much, you know, a pile of mush. So I'm sure with a master, especially someone like Lilith, they can totally, like, you know, make the changes and have it shape out to be like an actual person like Luce. And if anything, they can go ahead and use some other magic like the illusion stuff to go ahead and fine-tune the details. Not to mention, we do see in the trailer, Luce is going to be, you know, challenging Lilith to something's going on over here, so maybe she finds out about it. It's like, hey, how dare you make a copy of me without my permission? And once again, like I mentioned earlier, the crew did mention something about them introducing us to something known as Creepy Luce. That's what they're calling it. So once again, I think, you know, an Abomination impersonating Luce really would kind of fit the description of a Creepy Luce. I'm hoping that Luce actually comes into contact with this thing, because that would be totally funny. I'd love to see the interaction on how Luce would react to that situation. So, you know, guys, what I want to know in the comment section below is, you know, hey, what do you think of this theory? Do you think I am right on the money, or have I been playing too much Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, I do play a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Guys, also make sure to leave down your own theories in the comment section below, because let's be real, the comment sections always low-key are the go. You guys usually have better answers than the people that you're watching. So, you know, guys, once again, leave all your comments in the comment section below. If you like the video, make sure to give it a big, massive thumbs up, as that helps me and the channel out quite immensely. If you aren't already, you can follow me on my Twitter, same thing as my YouTube channel, which is Ed the Wiz. I'm also on Instagram, which is MattSwag12345, where I go ahead and post all the good stuff. I have a Discord, the link will be in the description below, where I do have an Owl House tab where you can go ahead and chat it up, talk about all them theories, speculations, all that great stuff. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say bye.
Bye, pal. We'll see you soon. Gosh, this sure is a mystery. Oh yeah, let's use a musket tool.